welcome into TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys. Today it's more disappointment in the title race for Barcelona, who have dropped points at Balaidos. That's not something new for us at all, but this could be a big 2 points dropped. Certainly now, all the ascendancy with Real Madrid in the title race. And I don't think I'm alone in saying the title is probably over. And this for me is really frustrating, and that's not because of the title. Obviously we're disappointed there that we're not going to get our hands on the La Liga title, but I've kind of seen that coming now, not just over the past 2 weeks, but Real Madrid have been growing, and obviously everything that goes on in their games, and I've always just felt that they will get their hands on this title. But today, the biggest problem for me was the fact that actually we showed some good flashes, and I really hope that people here don't just say, you know what, today we saw the youngsters play, we saw Ansu, we saw Puig, we were all so excited, and now look, we've drawn the game, we could have even lost it there at the end. Because let's get one thing straight, the youngsters here had nothing to do with that result, and nothing to do with the fact that we have dropped points today. I thought Ansu Fati was very encouraging, very bright for the time that he was on the field. Maybe he was actually taken off a little bit too soon, but right now we don't know if he's able there to play that full 90 minutes. That still remains up for debate. And for Ricky Puig, he played the majority of the game, and I thought he played very well indeed. So I don't think at all it was on the responsibility on the shoulders of those two players, but I think overall we did show good signs. We showed some good passing football in the first half especially. I thought the tempo was good, we were pressing high, we were working it quickly. I thought there was really good movement about our play very early on. We nearly took the lead there through Gerard Piqué, hammered off the crossbar there, a header from a corner kick, and we were finding some really good spaces there out on the right-hand side with Semedo. Messi was playing him in, and I thought Messi today looked much more comfortable in the team with so much more movement around him. He was back to his playmaking best. He was playing passes there into Suárez, into Ricky Puig as well, and I think certainly there were good signs in our play. And let's just talk here about the free kick goal, first of all, from Barcelona, before later we do go on to Celta Vigo and all the other stuff which went wrong. Because first of all, it's a brilliant goal from us. It is absolutely brilliantly worked there. Inside 20 minutes, the free kick actually comes there from Ricky Puig, cleverly there, letting the ball run through to Arturo Vidal. He's taken down in a very dangerous area, and that's Messi range. Now Messi steps up for the free kick, and already you can see Celta, they went even further than Sevilla did a few games ago. They were actually putting their players on the line, they were packing the box, and basically stopping Messi from scoring in any side of their net. But as we spoke about after that game against Sevilla, when teams do that, they leave all the other players open. They leave you there with several options to pass the ball, to cross the ball, to do something different, and actually score in a different way. And I was so happy, as with the players, as with the staff, that we actually executed this brilliantly. Clearly on the training ground, they've been working on this, trying to pick out Suárez, trying to pick out different players in the box when teams do go with this tactic. And as you can see, the players on the line play everybody on side, and Suárez there has the easiest of headers from close range. And you can see in the celebrations, both from the players and on the bench from Quique Setién, and in particular there, Eder Sarabia was pumping the air. They'd worked on that. They there had perfected something on the training ground, executed it in a big moment, and it was such an exciting goal to see, and really happy I was when we took the lead. Now unfortunately, that goal did not win us the game. That goal did not give us the all 3 points, because we have to talk here about the defensive side of Barcelona, because today Samuel Umtiti there was the only change to that back four, and we said going into the game, let's just hope here that doesn't alter the good form we've seen from Barcelona defensively, because up until this game, let's remember, we hadn't conceded a goal since the Clásico, the 1st of March. Since that game, we've been on a real run there of clean sheet after clean sheet after clean sheet, and we were just hoping that that wouldn't affect anything, bringing Umtiti into that team, but sadly, it did. Now, I don't think Longley played because potentially he was a yellow card away from being suspended against Atletico Madrid, but the problem is, I think Umtiti today was nowhere near the level we'd need. He was nowhere near the kind of level you expect there at the heart of defence of Barcelona, and it's so sad because Umtiti still, even if he may be fit, even if you don't know how he's feeling, he is nowhere near his former glory. He is a shadow of his former self, because in the first half there was a moment where actually he left Piqué well exposed. Celta Vigo found a way through, it was a simple pass, and Umtiti basically, he steps out, he rushes out, he tries to close Celta Vigo down head on, which is great when you get it right, but when you don't, the result is absolutely catastrophic, and that was the problem there. You take a risk when you rush out like that, when you feel as though you don't want to get in a foot race, and that's what I feel with Umtiti right now, is the fact that he wants to keep rushing out, he wants to keep there quickly closing down the space, because he doesn't want to get locked into there a 1 versus 1 battle, and he doesn't want to get into a foot race down the other end and have to run against his opponent. And I think certainly there in the first half, luckily, Piqué bailed us out. He actually stayed with his man, he shielded Aspas, he stopped the ball there, and he stopped a certain goal. But in the second half, we were not as lucky. Now, admittedly, in the midfield, Rakitic gives the ball away. It's not a good ball. He plays it square. Celta Vigo then win it back in a really dangerous area. But again, why are you going in there? Why there are you running to get into that space and leaving all of that room in behind you? Because it takes one pass. It takes one simple ball there to cut out our entire team when you make that kind of mistake. And it's basic stuff. It's basic stuff from Umtiti. And even then when Celta get in behind, I didn't see Umtiti sprinting to get back. I didn't see him there driving to try and recover his error. It just seems to me right now he doesn't want to get into that kind of battle. He doesn't want to have to run flat out and sprint and try and get back into position. And that, for me, that's a bigger problem. Because I still don't think he's right. He's not playing like it. Like I say, a shadow of his former self. And that was a massive moment in the game there. That there changed the game. Celta Vigo then got their goal back. And it's really, really poor play. And defensively, it altered our shape. I thought for the second half, we were all over the place. Not good enough. Not just Umtiti, but as a collective. Defensively, we didn't do enough. And the goals from Celta, they were always going to come. We did, though, get ourselves back in the lead, and it was Luis Suárez once again who got the goal, and it was a strange game for Suárez, because a lot of the stuff that he actually did, he didn't quite come off quite a few times there. The ball was bouncing away from him. He had a few dribbles there that didn't quite come off, but that's the thing about Suárez, and that's why he probably is in this team right now over Griezmann, because even if he's not playing incredibly well, even if the overall game of Suárez is not brilliant, he can still score, and he showed that today. He did well with his first goal, but the second goal was even better. Semedo wins it in a really good area. Messi takes it over there, very, very high in the field once again, winning the ball back. Messi cuts it back to Suárez, and he just lets the ball run across his body. Really good centre-forward play. He's on the turn, and it's a toe-poke finish, but it's a really, really good finish there across the goalkeeper Blanco, and that seemed to be a massive goal for Barcelona. From that moment there, we thought that's the goal that's going to give us the 3 points, and we were very relieved at that point, because let's be fair, just before that goal went in, I would say Barcelona there had 3 genuine penalty appeals all turned down. We had the first one there where Lionel Messi took a shot on goal, and then immediately after he'd taken that shot, he was clattered, and I mean clattered. It wasn't a half-hearted challenge. It wasn't there just a near miss. He got full-on taken out there by the defender. The referee saw it. He was right on top of it. They went to VAR. They had a look at it, but they decided no penalty for Barcelona. Minutes later, Ansu Fati makes his way into the box, and you look at it here, the defender for Celta Vigo, he's not even looking at the ball. He's not even trying there to shield the ball. All he's looking at is taking out Ansu. That's his only priority. Ansu is dragged to the floor. Again, the referee, he's right on top of it. No penalty given. Before then, Gerard Piqué from a corner kick. There's a clear shirt pull there. He's being grabbed by the defender. He goes to ground, but of course, no penalty given. But that didn't surprise me. At the end of the day, we know we can't rely on referees. We know that we cannot afford here to be relying on penalties to get us out of trouble, because we're not going to get them. And sadly, another free kick, just as brilliant, to be honest, as ours was, condemned us to a draw against Celta Vigo. It was a moment in the game which was a little bit controversial too, because Rafinha, of course, on loan from Barcelona, came off the bench. He was brilliant, by the way, after he came on. Rafinha, really, really impressive. The last 2 games, he's been outstanding for Celta Vigo, and he is still contracted to the club, by the way. He takes it there round Gerard Piqué, and then he goes to ground. And there was very, very minimal contact there. But Celta get the free kick. Aspas there lining it up. Griezmann was on the very edge of the wall. Now remember, Ter Stegen here should be lining up that wall to cover every inch of that goal. Aspas said that he targeted Barcelona because he knows they often jump and line up like this from free kicks, and he felt like he could score, and that's exactly what he did. He bends it there, round the wall, takes a little bit of a nick off Griezmann, and it goes into the back of the net. One thing that I would say from this free kick here, one thing that I hate is when players in the wall actually turn their body, when they look away when the ball is struck. For me, you just don't do that. If you're going to be in the wall, stand up, take it on. Because here, if you look, Griezmann there just looks away. He turns his body, and when he does that, he loses ability there to react. Because in real time, if he's watching that situation, if he's looking dead at Aspas there as he takes that free kick, maybe Griezmann would actually stick out a leg a little bit there to deflect the ball in a different area. But because he turns his body, because he turns his head there, and he's not looking at the situation, the ball takes the slightest of touches, ends up in the back of the net. Ter Stegen no chance, and Barcelona have lost 2 vital points. But to be fair, in the final moments of the game there, the final minutes when we were pushing for that winning goal, things were chaos. It was absolutely mental there at the back from Barcelona. I don't know what we were doing again. The positioning is all over the place, and Celta could have won it. There was a pass there from Suárez across the box. Could have been an easy tap-in for Nolito, who got away earlier on the game with an elbow to Jordi Alba's face, but he doesn't put it away. Ter Stegen gets back in there. Brilliant last-ditch save, but we could have lost it. And I just think today it is frustrating because, like I say, going forward, you look at Puig, you look at Ansu, I think they gave us fantastic energy. I thought we saw a lot of movement in our play, and actually, going forward, it was some of the best football we've seen since football returned. But at the back, it was dreadful, and it really was disorganised. That's cost us today. It's also cost us the title, not just now, but over the course of the season. We've been really poor defensively, and when you can see the amount of goals that we have this season, you can't really expect to win a title, not across 38 games. It simply doesn't happen. Disappointment today. There were some bright sparks. It wasn't all doom and gloom, but not what we wanted in this situation. Let me know your thoughts on the game down below, guys. I'm also going to be uploading player ratings for this game, which should be really interesting. I'm going to have to get harsh with some of these defensive players. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I will see you soon, of course. Plenty more to come. Thanks for joining me. But until next time, as always, Visca el Barça.